Episode of the Everblack Podcast is brought to you by Death Wish Hot Rods and Customs. Check out their Instagram for all their new t-shirts, caps, beanies, cups, and the all-new Atomic Death lineup. Well, boys, thanks for joining us on the show. What's going on over there in South Africa? Is that where you are, right?
Yeah. Well, not much. We just got back from our UK tour, and I've got a broken foot now after that tour. Yeah, I fucking broke my foot.
No, you can't just keep that. No. You can't just. How did that happen?
Okay, so there was this band called Pint Glass that we were touring with, and they like the most beat down band in the world. So I'm going outside for a cigarette. So I crowd kill through the audience and then get outside, and then Luke follows me, our other guitar player, and we start crowd killing each other outside, and then he lifts me up not very far off the ground and just drops me very unexpectedly, and I landed weird on my foot. And now I've got 2 broken bones in my foot and a sprained ligament, and I'm in a moon boot and I have to use crutches. I'm actually not allowed going anywhere or doing anything right now, but I played like majority of that tour with a broken foot. And it's not the first time. I've played 15 shows before with broken ribs. I seem to do this to myself, and it never happens while playing. It's always being stupid, like in the venue somewhere.
Man, that's quite a story.
Worst thing. And my other foot was just like paralyzed for a while for some reason. I like kicked my couch by mistake, and it just like a nerve went dead, and then my foot just didn't work. And then I had to like train it back to work, and now my other foot is fucked, but at least the other one works again.
Tom, you need to get him some bubble wrap, eh?
The thing about Kris is anything that can go wrong in the world will happen to that dude. So like, I mean, even just before he broke his foot, I literally told him, I was like, Kris, you're going to hurt yourself. And then not even 2 minutes later, it happened.
Oh,
it was pretty funny. I felt like the real dad of the band at that point.
Someone's got to do it. Someone's got to play that role, you know?
Yeah, it's mostly other Kris. Yeah, like, I think I'm like second in command when it comes to dadding.
Yeah.
Are you guys dads for real? Like, have you guys got kids?
Well,
so you know.
Tom isn't, but other Kris, the real dad of the band, is a real dad. Yeah, he's got a 2-year-old daughter now, and she's really cool.
Good times. Got to, you know. So he's used to it. He knows how to, you know.
Yeah, well, I think the band actually trained him to be a dad more so than the dad is training him to be, you know, a good band dad. I think it's the other way around. After years of like looking after us, it's like now he's an amazing dad.
There you go. If you can, it's true. If you can deal with band dudes, you can deal with anything, man. Like
exactly.
Yeah, so true.
It is very true. But hey, in the UK, I saw a photo with you guys were at Stonehenge.
Yes.
That's cool.
We went.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Rocks.
We never actually we never ever get to do anything on tour that's like any way touristy. So like our hotel just happened to be like 10 minutes away from Stonehenge. We were like, for once, let's just like wake up an hour early and go and check something out for like the first time ever and make it happen. And then we did that. So it was a cool place to go and see. But yeah, it's a very rare thing to happen on tour. Glad we finally got to do something.
Yeah, that was cool. It was really
Was it hengy? Was it very hengy?
It was.
I don't know.
And stony.
Stony.
Yeah, stony.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that's a word.
It is now. It is now.
It is now. Yeah. Stonehenge. Yeah. They need a big sign that says it's fucking hengy.
Can't.
make sure you get your own. Yeah, so I mean, you guys are coming down to Australia. Vulvodynia, is that how you say your guy's name? Like,
Yeah, that's how we
Vulvodynia.
say it. Yeah, that's right. But I don't think technically saying Vulvodynia is wrong either, but we say Vulvodynia, tomato, tomato.
Vulvodynia. There you go. Because I
Yeah.
was like, yeah, I'm gonna say it like that because that's the Australian way, I guess. It just sounds good.
and South African way too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm stealing it from you and claiming it as Australian. But you guys are coming back to Australia for a run of shows with Earth Caller and Babirusa in November, and you toured here in 2019 before everything went to shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like November, December 2019.
And what happened? There's like a cut scene in there somewhere. Hey, it's like I just remember that happening and going, yeah, and here we are again.
It's like 2 years just got taken away from our lives pretty much with the whole COVID thing. But now we're back like at full steam and it feels good. Like it feels like we just came back from our American tour and we just went to the UK. And in the month we're going back to America. And then after that, it will be Australia and New Zealand, and we're working on Asia. And
yeah. That it looks like you guys have got a really good run ahead of you too, and we're looking forward to seeing you guys again. I mean, how was that last tour down here?
It was amazing.
So good. It was like Australia is one of my favorite places in the whole world. It's just amazing. Every show was packed. Everyone went crazy, and
the weather was good.
Yeah, and I feel like there's less crackheads than everywhere else in the world. Like that's how you judge. I don't know. And you should see the rest of the world, man. Whoa.
You've got like the crackhead count, like per area. I mean, I guess you got. It gets pretty hectic in some spaces though. Like
I'm sure that where we played, it was all good. Like I didn't feel unsafe, and like Australia feels like it has its shit together for the most part. I feel like other countries pretend like they got their shit together, and then you look in the back alleys, and it's like, whoa, it's not good.
I think we don't give as much as a fuck. Like when the world's, we're like, oh yeah, man, whatever. We'll just do whatever. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
We just want to drink beers and eat shitty food and listen to metal.
Yeah, well, we're used to it. So for us, like, we're looking for the safest place in the world, because coming from here, it's like, what is the best thing you could have in your life? It's probably safety. So that's how we judge, like, the rest of the world. Like, okay, where could we move potentially? Where feels like the best place? So, I don't know, Australia feels great in that sense. South Africa feels scary. America can feel very scary, even Canada. But I feel like Canada, it's more like just zombies that you could kick over and they can't really do much to you.
They're too polite.
No, they're just too fucked to do anything.
Are you boys gonna move down here, Tom? Are you gonna move down here? I get a lot of.
I mean,
South Africa.
I could easily live in Australia. Like it's like the perfect climate for me. It's like the same as home, just like more beaches, and it's pretty rad. I mean, I could live in Australia easily. But the problem with Australia is it's also really far away from the rest of the world.
Yeah,
so it's
that's
like
the only problem.
It's like a mission then, like the same problem we've got right now. It's like whenever we have to fly, it's flying for hours and hours and hours to get anywhere.
That's true. We are in the arse end of the world.
Yeah,
we're right down the bottom.
It is close to Asia though, which is cool.
That is true. Which I've never been to.
You should go.
I've never been out. I haven't left. The only time I've ever left this country is on a cruise ship, and that was it. And I got to do it. I got to get out and see the world.
You have to.
You guys have toured Japan.
No, we haven't gone to Asia yet. This year will
that's
be
okay. It's going to be
year.
first.
Yeah. We were supposed to go like as the pandemic hit, and we were actually supposed to play in Wuhan, and like at the time, people were like, "No, you have to play. You don't understand. We're gonna lose so much money." But we're like, "I don't know. We think this virus is not gonna be good." And then, boom, everything just hit, and then it was like, "Okay, yeah, makes sense, guys. We understand why you didn't come."
Yeah, that's full on. Hey, that's full on. Did it affect you guys much when you were out there? I got mates down here that were literally played one show in the States and then they had to fuck off back home.
Well, there was like scares, like a whole lot of people we went on tour with got these emails saying they needed to have like an emergency COVID test and stuff like that. And we had to get tests before leaving to America. But when we went to the UK, it was like totally chilled.
But also, I mean, just as the pandemic hit, we were like in between tours. So it was Australia. We were about to do Asia, and I think might have even been some Australian dates around there or something. But at the time, luckily, we hadn't left yet, and we just saw what was happening because we were keeping an eye on the news, and we were like, okay, we should probably cancel this. And then we canceled, and we got some like bites back from the promoters and stuff like that. But then, literally a week later, the whole world just like blew up and went to shit.
It's insane. It's insane. And you've probably seen it all over the world now, like, and getting back out there. I mean, didn't you toured recently with the Archspire boys?
Yes.
Yeah, that was North America, yeah.
Yeah.
They're good dudes.
They really are.
Toby. Shout out to Toby. He's a real good dude. We talk toys, action figures and shit sometimes. He's all about it. I love it.
Tobile.
Yeah.
That's his African name.
Who's the worst? Who's like I've heard Ollie's a real bad egg. That he's
just funny.
He's just got the darkest, craziest sense of humor, and you can't take him too seriously. His jokes are on another level, but we love that guy more. We love all those guys more than you could ever imagine. This was our third tour with them, and they've been kind enough to take us out, you know, and so that means the world to us, and the fact that they like us and continue to support our band and take us on the road just means the world. And they kill it, you know. They like literally probably the biggest and top tech death band in the world right now. So
100%. But they just sound like they'd just be a bunch of fun to hang around
they
with.
Are. It's like watching like
a
comedy show the whole time. It's like they're the funniest guys you could ever meet.
Man, that's what you want. You want some mischief. You want to have some memories. You want to come back and go, man, that was some pretty fucked up shit. But boy, we had a good time. Are you having a cold one? What are you drinking?
It's this very lovely Monster Energy.
It's a
not sponsored.
But it could be. You never know.
Yeah, that would be nice.
Honey's good. Free cans of sugar are good. You know.
Yeah, I drink way too many energy drinks. I could do with some more.
Yeah.
No, I'm in Italy right now. I should probably be drinking wine.
Yeah, that's true.
Where are you? In Italy?
I'm in Italy. Yeah.
What are you doing in Italy?
My brother lives here, so just after the UK tour, I flew out to visit him. I haven't seen him since before the pandemic, so like just did a little stop for a holiday on the way home.
That's
then,
awesome.
I'm flying back to SA next week.
Man, that's awesome. That's really, really cool.
It's sick.
Yeah, we're all
it's crazy.
Here. This is the first.
Yeah, exactly.
First. Yeah.
Nice.
But I mean, you know, I'm gonna fuck this up too, because you know, English and stuff. But your latest album, can you guys help?
Don't worry, it's not English. It's Latin. It's Praenuntius Infiniti.
Yeah, there you go. See, that's why if I say it in Australian, it just comes out as blah, blah, blah. So, you know, that everyone's been digging that album, man. It's a really, really, really good fucking album, and like,
thanks, man.
Like the concept and how it continues on this big, massive thing about the interdimensional, the godlike thing being, and
Yes.
man, the quest for power, and he's eating things, and everything's going on. It's a massive, massive thing. Have you guys got an idea of wanting to take that further? Maybe like graphic novels or a film?
Well, we actually were wanting to do comics, but it takes a long time to get a comic done and to get it printed and everything. You need to basically have the album finished before you start it, because then you can get the comic done at the same time for the release of the album. These are like the logistics behind it that are just hard
It wasn't
to deal
doable
with.
for us.
Yeah.
At least coming out with the album release. But I think, maybe as we've got more time now, we might start looking into stuff like that with the label. Hopefully, if they're keen, and do something related to that, like a graphic novel or some sort of vibe in that, that
Yeah,
sort
we'd
of
love
arty
to.
idea.
Obviously, it's something we've definitely spoken about, and even spoken about with our record label, and looked at possibilities, but we don't have a way to do it just yet, and it takes a lot of planning. So maybe in the future, not right now, but yeah, we'd love to.
That's sick. Sign me up. If you couldn't tell, I'm one of those 40-year-old virgins, that kids. Yeah. But I love all that shit, man. And I think it's cool because it spans over a couple of albums now, doesn't it? So it's
yeah. Well, this
a lot
is
to build
the
on.
second album based on this character, and on Praenuntius made an appearance, and the concepts made an appearance on Psychosadistic Design as well. So yes, it has gone across a couple albums, but I think we're gonna go away from the alien thing again for the next album. Just keep things, not all the same all the time. Yes, revisiting ideas and still coming from the same mindset we usually come from, but we don't just want to do one thing the whole time. So we're going to change up the themes.
Yeah, this album, Praenuntius Infiniti was a follow-up to the Finis album, the second one. So like that kind of revisited that story and characters from there and just took it a little bit further. So I think with the new one, we're going to do, something a little different, but probably pulling in elements of the other songs. Like the cool thing about being in a death metal band is you can go like all out with like fantasy and alien shit or like serial killer shit. It's like you've really got so much room. You don't need to always sing about the real world or
political shit. You can go there, but you don't have to. There's so much you can do.
That's right. No, and I'm totally agree with you. I mean, in my band, I just sing about nerdy shit. Well,
that's the best.
Nerdy shit is cool.
Yeah. I just and there's the other one, the other band, which a South African is in that band. Funny enough.
Awesome.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. Yeah, shout out to Christian. Good dude. But yeah, I prefer to lean towards the escape from reality, the fantasy stuff. So
yeah,
it's definitely the way.
We've tried it all now, so we're just we want to do something really dark and heavy for the next one, but still, it's like we keep evolving our sound, and I feel like it's becoming like a culmination of all of our albums now into one. I don't know, it's very much sounding like us now. We've always sounded like us, I think, but
yes.
And we're also writing music collaboratively more. Like in the past, albums were like certain dudes wrote certain songs and then we just performed the songs as they were. Whereas now it's like we nitpick every riff together. We like spend time together in the studio in person, going over things, chopping up parts. Even I'll chop up guitar riffs and make them into something completely different for the dudes. And everyone has like a say in everything we do. So it's way more collaborative. And therefore it's like the sum of the parts more so than it has been in the past. It's like everyone's contribution makes it sound a little more like us than like carbon copies of other sort of bands within the genre and stuff like that, and influences,
And we rarely think that's the most important thing, it's just sounding like yourself, because then you'll stand out amongst the millions of other bands out there. And you'll never be a better version of somebody else, you know. So we may as well, like, that's the thought process behind Praenuntius Infiniti. It was just like, let's stop writing music for other people and let's just write music that, you know, that comes out naturally and we want to write and see what happens. And we didn't put ourselves in that slam box, but we came from that mindset, and Praenuntius Infiniti was what came out. And I think it's definitely our best work and definitely the most thought out, definitely the most work put in. So yeah, we're really proud of that one, and we just know for the future we just have to top what we did there, which was for us mind blowing. Like when we listened to it back after we got the mixes, we're like, whoa, this actually sounds really, really good. Oh my god.
It's fucking complex. It's really complex, and it sounds huge too. Like, and
Kristen Donaldson killed it on this album. Like,
yeah, he really made it.
Spent like a few nights just listening to every single reference we could, and then when we found Kristen, we just like knew, you know, that Kristen was going to be the guy for us.
And
yeah,
it's so good. It is so good. I love all the synthy stuff too, like all the little sampley, you know.
Yeah, we got so Earth Caller, who we're touring with in Australia, we got Mystique to do a couple tracks because we're good friends and we've worked together on like Mimi videos in the past and all of that. So I just asked her, we wanted like some fresh ears, and just like Kriss did some orchestral stuff, the other Kriss in the band. But we got Malcolm from Inferi and Mystique to both just lay down some cool orchestral parts, which added another fresh touch to the songs. And we could have done it ourselves, definitely, but it's always nice to just get some fresh ears that haven't been listening to the songs for months to come in and just give it something different, you know?
And also, I mean, collaboration is always a good thing. Like, you know, even with guest vocalists and stuff, like it's a cool part of metal that you can get like guests in to collaborate with, and people that do a certain thing really well, bring them in on the song. They bring something fresh that we would have never thought would have been even thought of, and then it sounds amazing and like takes a song to a whole new level. Yeah?
Like Malcolm with the theremin, he added theremin into the tracks, and we're like, whoa, this sounds weird at first, but then we're like, this is actually so sick. We would have never thought of that, you know? And yeah, that was all Malcolm from Inferi adding the crazy theremin in like Banquet of Enigmatic Horrors Part 1. I think that's the most prominent one.
Well, the actual story about the theremin is like Duncan and I, while we were doing the vocals, we like had a few beers, and then I think we watched something like a Mars Attacks live performance of the soundtrack or something. And then the dude was playing theremin. So we thought, fuck, we have to get this dude from the Mars Attacks movie who wrote the score to do theremin on the song. So we like tracked him down on Facebook, and then like Duncan couldn't get a hold of him. So he got a hold of his like brother, and then like he was trying to get the contact of this dude. And then eventually the dude ended up saying no. But so then we're like, now we need some theremin in there anyway. So we're like, Malcolm, we'd love you to do some stuff on the tracks. And he was like, is it cool if I use theremin? And we were like, fuck yes. Like, we were kind of hoping you'd say that.
That's so sick, because it gives it that real that sci-fi sort of sound that I love.
Yeah, that kind of like old school sci-fi, and you don't
like
really hear that sound.
You know?
Like you hear like sci-fi stuff in metal all the time, but that like B grade, like old 50s sci-fi vibe, yeah, it's like you don't hear it much, so it was cool to add that in.
Yeah, no, it's so good. It's so good. And you know, are you working on new stuff? You got some cooking up?
Literally right now, I've been writing and putting together riffs that Luke had written, and I wrote some riffs and been spicing them up and just putting together a basic outline of a song that now we can sit down with and work on. We have to put out some singles and a new album, so we just need to get on writing in between tours, otherwise we're not going to make deadlines, so trying to get it done now.
Oh, so you guys have a deadline? Like you've got a goal?
Yeah, we're working on a new album now. Now it's started.
What's
I
it called?
guess. We don't know
Dude,
yet.
I have no idea.
Ah, okay. Sometimes
we're just starting the process now, getting the riffs together, and then we got still loads of tours this year. So like the earlier we start and we can plan and get the songs written, hopefully by the end of the year, amongst the tours, and then we can hit the studio hard next year before we start touring again.
That's awesome, man. I can't wait to hear what you guys are cooking up. But hey, Kris, you've been you produce bands and stuff as well over there, right? Hey.
Yeah, well, we all actually do. Most of us in the band. Like Tom does a lot of rock bands, so does Kris, other Kris. I do mostly metal bands like that record in their home studio, and I mix it here in my studio. And Luandile does the same thing. He produces tracks for people, and we're all working like full time in the music industry, and we all come from the audio world. Even Luke studied audio production. The only person that hasn't delved into this world is Duncan, but he just uses FL Studio and records everything in there, sends us the tracks, and then
Duncan, the last album we spent a whole lot of time. I did the vocals with him.
Oh yeah, well, I mean when he's at home,
there was like a month of But Duncan also does a lot of guest vocal stuff and like stuff like that. So he's always, all of us are like music kind of full time, and different projects, different things, different like hustles and stuff like that. But Vulvodynia has just got to the point where it's like our main thing. Takes up most of our time, but we're all kind of into music in general, not just death metal. You know, all of us are like fans of other stuff, listening and playing and learning. So
that's awesome.
Just try and do as much as possible.
But now,
sorry, bro.
I was just gonna say, now Vulvodynia has really become like our full-time thing, and we don't really have much time for other stuff. So we can fit in maybe one mixing job here and there, but I feel like now it's like we just have to work on the band super hard to get it to the next level. I feel like we just need to keep it going, because otherwise we're just going to lose what we have, you know, and we've got something really special going. And we're the only band from our country, like metal band, that's doing this for like full time, and it's pretty crazy for us because everyone in our lives has always told us, you know, playing death metal for a living or even just metal is completely impossible. So yeah, it's like at this point we just need to keep what we have going because we really have something cool, and if we stop, we're fucking idiots.
Guys from over your way that you've worked with, like the Rhino from Truth Decayed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, man.
I mixed their EP. Yeah,
you did, yeah, and it's killing, man. Robin Ferguson, you know her?
Yeah, of course. She's a guitar wizard from here.
Yeah. Man, really good people. Really good people.
I mean, South Africa's got sick bands. There's always been good bands here. It's just been a place that's like, because we're so isolated from the world, it's a very hard place to get out of and get your music heard worldwide, you know, and build enough of an audience that there's like a demand for you to come and play shows and tours. And like that's where we've been really fortunate with Vulvodynia, is like we've found an audience, you know, and in places like America and Europe and Australia and Asia and stuff like that. And it's allowed us as a band from there to get out, where there's actually like been loads over the years of amazing bands from SA, you know, that have done some, like lots of bands have done some touring, you know, but it's always been like a couple festivals, never really like extended tours continuously over like years and stuff. But there's definitely sick musicians and you know, great people, great bands. It's a pretty cool scene. It's just it's not big enough to be, you know, like a death metal scene or like whatever. It's a metal scene, you know.
Yeah. That's what I like about it. When everyone I've spoken to over there, I guess it brings everyone together in a lot of ways, which is real what you want. It's really
Yeah,
fun.
for sure.
Everyone feels like a family here in the South African metal scene. Everyone knows each other, and we still very much feel part of that scene, even though the ratio to us playing overseas now is like we're basically an American band. But yeah, so we can only play really like 3 or 4 shows in South Africa a year. Otherwise, it just doesn't work because there's only a couple venues, and we can't just keep playing the same venues. And it's just people are gonna get bored, you know. So we have to do it like the rest of the world. Like we'll go there, but maybe twice a year max. You know.
Makes it special, I guess, like those
Yeah.
home shows, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we always love playing at home as well. I mean, we've had some sick shows there in the last, just after the pandemic, we had some great ones. But then since then, we've kind of been away on tour. So hopefully we could do some stuff at the end of the year in a gap or something like that.
That's awesome. And you know, Zoom's doing that thing where it's telling me I've only got five minutes left. But I appreciate you guys, man. I say, yeah, give us some time, Zoom. They're not listening. They don't care. They're just a robot. But what do you guys got coming up apart from the Australian tour? You're working on new tunes. Any special secret stuff you can share?
I've
Mostly
got
just tours at the moment.
Well, I would like to take the time to just say I've got a signature guitar people can order if they want to. It's through Ormsby Guitars. You
Ooh,
just go to their website and type in my name, Krisxen. It's Krissen, and then Ormsby, or if you want to put my full surname in, it's Xenopoulos, but don't do that. And yeah, and you can find it. It's pink. It's got a Wenge neck, ebony fretboard, only a volume knob. It sounds like a Strat when you need it to. And yeah, I can't wait to get mine. They're available for pre-order, shipping out early next year. So I just can't wait. So check it out. Order it if you want one. They come in 6, 7, and 8. So that's cool.
Go the 8.
Yeah, definitely go the 8.
Yeah,
yeah. How can less be more? More is more.
That's right.
Always.
That's right. What about you, Tom? Anything? You got cooking?
Not really. I mean, just you know, we've got a crazy busy year of tours, and I'm looking forward to all of that. I mean, after the last couple of years, it's just been amazing to be traveling all the time and doing cool stuff, seeing the world again, and yeah, I'm excited for that. Excited to record new music, and yeah, it just seems like life is busy at the moment, which is amazing.
That's what you want. That's what you want. Hey,
yeah,
lads, thanks for hanging out on the show. It's gonna be a
Cheers.
fucking tour.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Thanks
Brisbane.
so much for having us, man.
No worries.
Yeah.
Brisbane, let's go. Let's have beer. Let's do it up. It's going to be one fucking massive show. Well, tour.
Definitely.
No,
I mean,
I'll be up there.
Yeah, I mean, we loved our time in Australia last time. It was incredible, and we can't wait to come back.
Man, it's going to be so sick. Hey, take care, boys. Stay safe. You enjoy Italy. Wait, I'll go. You enjoy Italy, and you enjoy your South Africa. Right.
Thanks.
Wait.
Yeah, my house, because I can't go.
Enjoy your studio.
Well, yeah,
yeah,
I
my
about
studio.
that. Yeah. Enjoy. I hope you feel better, bro. Hey.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be working on new Vulvodynia songs and stuff, so that's good. But for anyone out there, follow us on Instagram at Krissen, Krissxen, at _floor Tom. And yeah, because he ends up on the floor sometimes. He can. And at Vulvodynia Slam on Instagram, Vulvodynia Official on YouTube. And yeah, if you want to book us for shows, vulvodyniaslam@gmail.com. And I think I've done my part there with all the good things people might want to know.
And I'll do mine and tell you that we'll have the links down in the show notes down here for the tour dates and the tour tickets. Get them now. It's going to sell out. I know it is. It's going to be fucking bonkers. Dudes, take care, and we'll see you soon.
Cool.
Cool,
Thanks
man.
so
Thank
much,
you.
man.